Another hour. Another hour.
Welcome to Nappy Out. The dishwasher's on. The fucking dishwasher's on. What'd you do about that? Oh, God. Bloody hell. Okay, dishwasher is now off. We can get going. What would you do if you walked in and I was kissing a boy?
Depends which boy.
You're letting all the cold in.
You needed to wake you up. Last couple episodes have been fucking dread.
All right, stop showing off. I hope that wasn't serious. Welcome to Nappy Out, guys, the place where you tell me all about your fucked up lives and I tell everyone, just like real friends. So open your ears and let me fill them full of shit. Advice. So we just had a babysitter come round, a lovely girl, and she got me thinking about my time as a nanny. Because let me tell you, my standards were very, very low. This girl, you know, I need her for the odd bit of babysitting, and she's there telling me her qualifications. She's got this in distinction. She's first aid trained. She's got a qualification that is something about caring for children in their own homes. Apparently you need a qualification for that. I mean, who knows all the stuff that she's learned, all the stuff that she's qualified in. And it got me thinking, like, my nanny family really just took a punt on me. My resume was filled with lies. I had never worked as a babysitter before. I did lie about that, but they didn't ask for any references, didn't have any qualifications in child development, nothing about caring for children. And they really just let me into their home and let me care for their children. And let me tell you, I wasn't just like unqualified. I should never have been allowed in that house. I was shit. I was a really shit nanny. And once a week they would have me cook for them. Zach always loved to remind me of the terrible meals that I would make for them. The classic was all just like couscous with like things thrown in, just like random bits that I could find in the fridge. I would always just like chuck things in with couscous and like season it with salt and pepper, and that was the meal. And the mum of the nanny family was a good cook. She'd go home from work and she would just rustle up fresh homemade fish cakes, like just out her ass. She would just do that. She was amazing. And I was making couscous with chopped up apricots and chopped up fish goujons and serving that up as a meal. Whenever I shame scream too hard, Zach always says, listen, what do they expect? You know, they hired an 18-year-old girl. They're not expecting beautiful gourmet meals being pulled out that kitchen, you know? But I absolutely would have lied on my resume saying, I can cook. I cook for my family all the time. Did I fuck? Let me tell you about some of the cooking that I would do when I was a kid. So I actually would make dinner for myself, like quite often when I was a kid. You know those like straight to wok noodles where you know, they're called straight to wok noodles, and you'd think that would be obvious for a teenager to like put them in a wok. I didn't know what a fucking wok was. So let me tell you what I did with these noodles. I would take them out the packet. I put them in a bowl and fill the bowl with water. I would microwave these straight to wok noodles until they were hot, I guess. And then I would drain the water and I would cover them in ketchup. And that was my dinner. My brother, on the other hand, would get home from school and he would make himself like a full English fry up. Like every other day. It used to drive my parents nuts because the house just stunk of bacon. And he obviously was not cleaning up after himself. He's a teenage boy. Do you know what I mean? So my parents would come back. This fucking kitchen's a mess again. I'm not your servant. Why am I even talking about this right now? How did I get to this point? Babysitter. Yes, so we've got a babysitter. Why is it so hard to find a babysitter, someone that you actually trust? I never really thought about actually like how hard finding a babysitter that you truly trust is, because at the end of the day, like this is your baby, you know? Like if anything bad happens, if they do anything, like that is on you. And I don't think I clocked that when I was a nanny, that these children that I am caring for these are someone's babies. She grew them herself, you know, she raised them. And now she has trusted you to care for these children. That is such a huge responsibility. The moment I am able to get a live-in nanny, I am absolutely going to do it because, sorry, that's the dream. That's the dream. You don't have to be that rich. That's one thing I've learned from being a nanny. It sounds like this really bougie thing to have. All you need to have is a spare room. The live-in nannies are cheap as fuck. I'll tell you what I was paid, and I was paid well out of my friends, right? I was paid like top end. I was paid £100 a week. And that's all your childcare. You don't need to do after school clubs, you don't do babysitters, because that included me waking up to take the kids to school, picking them up, and the other one was older, so she would actually get herself home from school. But I'd take the little one to school, pick him up, and I'd be there until 6 p.m. or whatever, until the mum got home. And it also included 2 nights a week babysitting. And then if they wanted any more than 2 nights a week, then they would pay me extra. But when are you going to need more than 2 nights a week? Sorry, never. And then on school holidays, I did get paid double. So that was good. I got paid £200 a week. But I'll tell you what my friends were getting paid. My friends were getting paid £50 a week. £50 a week. You are taking the absolute piss. That's about £50, 50p an hour. So I'm telling you, if you have a spare bedroom, just get on Google, go on Craigslist and type in teenage nanny, please. And there's some kid that will come over to your house, live in there for free, but just work for you for cheap. And I was doing ironing. Like I said, I was cooking once a week. Cooking's a generous word for it. I was doing something in that kitchen. I don't know if I call it cooking. Babysitter for a night is £80. £100 a week, I'm 100% doing that. Obviously, inflation, that was 10 years ago. So you probably have to pay, £150 a week now. Bargain. Oh my God, guys, I've been yapping for about 3 hours and I forgot that we've actually got dilemmas to talk about. You guys have brought me your shit. So let's get into it, shall we?
Next one.
So basically, for the last couple of weeks, my mother-in-law has been saying she's going to cut my son's hair. And I clarified that she's not going to cut my son's hair because I have a specific haircut that he wants. My son is 3 years old and me and my husband both agree that we enjoy his haircut. This isn't the first time. I want to see this haircut. What do you mean you enjoy it? Is it some crazy haircut? Has he got a mullet? I love a mullet. This isn't the first time that she's cut one of her grandchild's hair either. 10 years ago, my nephew had a mohawk when he was a little kid, and she went behind my sister-in-law's back and cut his hair. When my son just came back on Sunday night after staying there for a couple of nights, he had a buzz cut. A buzz cut. Not even like just a little snip. Just like she went full fucking prison break barber on you. I gave him a buzz cut. That is so offensive. Just a subtle number 1 all over, please. What the fuck? What the frick? What the frickin' frick? I want to know what she was saying to your son when she was doing this. Like, how did she actually make him sit still while she cut his hair? A full buzz cut all over this kid's hair when he didn't want it. You know, did she tranquilize him or something? Like, what's going on here? I flipped shit and basically said, why would you cut my son's hair? I already told you we're not allowed. And right now, I'm not speaking to her. I would never take my kid's grandmother away, but I cannot talk to her right now because I'm extremely upset. My husband is mad I reacted in this way and says it isn't a big deal, but it is to me. My husband also will not defend me against his mum. Listen, mummy's boy, okay? You're married to me now. You answer to me. Currently, I'm wondering what to do or say because I don't want to be rash, but I'm so mad. She also texts me saying, if you have a problem with me or my actions, you need to talk to me. Do not put my son in the middle. You are an adult, so please act like one when it comes to these matters. I will be home for the rest of the night and all day tomorrow. Ugh, the attitude. The thought of someone taking my son's beautiful hair and then cutting it behind my back, it sends shivers down my spine. Because the issue with toddlers' hair is it so easily changes, right? How many of us have curly haired kids and then we take them to the hairdressers and we cut the curls out. We don't think about it. We cut the hair short and then the curls never come back. Sorry, no, you cannot take the risk. My son has curly hair and you need to protect the curly whirlies at all costs, okay? What I want to know about that generation is why are they so weirded out with little boys that have long hair? Just because fucking grandma grew up with men in the war. Oh, in my day, proper men had short back and sides all over. Yeah, well, that's because they're in the fucking trenches, grandma, all right? In the fucking trenches fighting for their lives, covered in fleas and lice. This is a 3-year-old. Let him live his, hippie boho baby dreams. Let him live his Newton Faulkner dreams. Why Newton Faulkner? He's the only person I could think of that has long hair. Does he even have long hair? I don't know. I haven't seen him in years. The only thing worse than, someone's going to go behind your back and cut your child's hair is a husband that defends his mum over you. Sorry, that is not the energy we need in this household. We're a family unit and you stick with me. Okay, darling, you are my ride or die. Doesn't matter what I've done. I could have murdered someone. You are sticking with me. It's me and you against the world. All right, baby. And that includes your bitch mum. Oh my God, I actually had a really fucked up dream the other night. No, it's so bad. Should I even tell you? I don't know. Anyway, I don't think there's any truth in it because it's so fucked up. But I basically hired a hitman XL bully, a hit dog, to effectively kill my mother-in-law. I was in the house and I knew that there was going to be an XL bully in the kitchen at a certain time. And I'd organised my mother-in-law to come round and open the door. And then I saw it happening and I just shut the door and I just let it happen. The next day I went to Zach and I was like, listen, I just feel really bad. I was being so casual about it. I just feel really bad. Like, that was your mom. And like, I should have maybe helped her, or like, I shouldn't have done it in the first place. I'm just feeling really guilty. And you know what that man turned around and said to me in my dream? He turned around, he looked me dead in the eyes and he said, listen, Miranda, you did what you thought was best at the time. All right. You did what you needed to do. And what's done is done. That is the energy we need. I full on set an XL bully on this woman in my dream, not in real life, but he stuck by me. He stuck my decision making. And that's the vibe. That's the vibes we're going for in our marriage. When I woke up from that dream and I realized, oh my God, she's still alive. I was like, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. She's still alive. She's still with us. Just so you know, I think you are totally within your right to stand your ground here. Like, I don't think you should back down. And I think you can fully, you don't need to weaponize their relationship, but you can just say to her, listen, I do not trust you with my child. So, if you want to see my child, then come round and we can hang out here. But under no circumstances will I be dropping my child round at yours so you can have alone time. Sleepovers, absolutely not. Like, sorry, but you forfeited that right and I do not trust you. And if you wanted to be really manipulative about it, make her feel really bad, stab in the heart, then what you could do is just, even if your child wasn't upset, I would just fully lie. I would say, my son has been crying every night. Every time he looks in the mirror, he feels so sad. And he's telling me, Mummy, I feel so sad. Where is my hair gone? When will it grow back? He feels so sad and hurt. And he keeps on saying, why did grandma do that? Why did grandma do that? Did grandma not like my hair? Like, he feels really, really traumatized by it. So I think you're going to need to do a lot of making up because he doesn't feel safe with you anymore. But, I am quite manipulative. So, it's your call, Mummy. It's your call. I'll leave it up to you. Hey to the podcast from Virginia. Been listening since the first episode and sent it to all my mom friends. mom friends. I love how when Americans say mum like mom. I'm a mom. I'm a mom. Right. I have a little gripe I feel inclined to share, but please ignore it if it's not relevant as it's not actually mom related. Today at the office, a woman walked in with a fairly big dog who did not seem well trained. It was very obviously pulling on the leash and kept trying to approach people. I expressed my doubts that this dog was a service animal. I love the fact that you guys have service animals in America. It's not a thing in the UK, like service animals. You do not. You do. But you know what I do know? That a lot of you're just taking the fucking piss. You know why? Because my American friend told me that everyone gets their animals, registered as a service dog so they can just take them on the plane for free. You cheeky little buggers. So no, this animal probably was not a service dog. I expressed my doubts that this dog was a service animal. Seeing as this was the office where pets are not allowed, I expressed my doubts this dog was even allowed to be there. I didn't make a problem of it. I didn't go over to reception and report it or anything. I simply mentioned it. Well, who did you mention it to? Did you mention it to HR over a little coffee machine? And did you know that's not even a service dog? A co-worker heard me and mentioned that she had also brought in a dog last week because it couldn't be left alone and that she was sent out the building. Duh, it's not fucking kennels, mate. I told her non-service animals didn't belong there, so if she truly brought in a dog, it was justified that they sent her away. She seemed to get annoyed and retorted that the dog hadn't hurt anyone, and if she was expected to be in the office, she didn't really have a choice. Let me just say that I don't dislike animals, but I hate people who act entitled to bring their animals everywhere. I have an allergy for dogs. Oh, fortunately, it's pretty mild. So as long as it's just a couple of hours, I'm all right. I might have a bit of itchy eyes, but nothing else. I do also know someone who is allergic enough that she couldn't even visit friends. She couldn't even visit friends who have pets because she would get breathing issues. So I responded that the responsibility of the dog was hers, and there are people who are bothered by dogs, either because of allergies or fears or whatever other reasons they might have. Those people are expected to be in the office too, and that her desire to have a dog shouldn't negatively impact people who are just going to work. Period. Mic drop. Fuck off. Take your fucking dog and fuck off. She was cold all day after that, and several of my colleagues told me I should lighten up. The dogs can liven up a place. Oh, please, look, if you want to fucking be around dogs, go to puppy yoga. Go to a fucking shelter. Go to the dog park, okay? If you want to liven up your day, fuck off, get out of the office and go to a fucking kennels. This is a place of work. Listen, with risk of upsetting a few mum friends in the audience here. Firstly, let me just put it out there, okay, dog moms. I am in awe of you guys. I'm in awe. You know, it's very impressive what you're doing. You're juggling babies, dog walks, bath times, dog baths, meal times for multiple species. Like, it is impressive. I respect the hustle. But I think it's important to remember that your dog is not, part of the family in every room that you go in. In your house, part of the family. That's lovely. That is lovely. Part of the family. Ain't it cute? Oh, up on the sofa. Oh, lovely. Not in my house, okay? You know what I do with my members of my family? When I go to work, I leave them at home. That's where they belong. I ain't taking my husband and my kid and my cousins all to fucking work. That's just part of the family. It's just part of the family. Don't care. It doesn't belong in this particular room. Do you see mothers bringing their babies to work? Not really. You know what mums have to do? We have to get childcare. We have to spend thousands a month on childcare. We, not me. Lots of other mums, though, have to spend thousands a month on childcare. And then they have to go back to work without their child. Dog owners, that's just how it's gonna be. Oh, dogs liven a place up. Oh, yeah, they do. They liven up my fucking nose with their stanky breath. I know you're nose blind to it. You can't smell it, but everyone else can. And you know what? Guess what? It was raining on the way to the office today. So now I can smell from across the office, I can smell a wet dog with stanky breath. Thank you very much. Since becoming a mum, I'm not so much of a dog lover. I was a dog lover. I would let any old fucking street dog rub up against me, all their fleas jumping all over me, and lick my fucking face. You don't let your dog on the sofa. That is abusive. Like, I was one of those people. But since becoming a mum, I just read too many stories about dogs mutilating children. And now I'm too cautious. And I know, not all dogs bite. I know. But hashtag not all men. And guess what? I'm still fucking crossing the road at night if I see one walking towards me. I'm still covering my drink when I'm out in the bar, in the club, and I'm still boxing 3 nights a week to stay sharp, just in case one of them sneaks up behind me. You know? Hashtag not all dogs, but hashtag all dogs do have very sharp teeth. You know, say if you get on a plane and you're looking forward to your packet of nuts, but then you hear the pilot of the speaker saying like, by the way, like someone's allergic to nuts, so please don't open any nuts on this journey. You know, you hear that and you don't just think, fuck it, I'll still have a few. Like, it's not that bad, is it? These nuts are so yummy. You're not turning to the person next to you and be like, lighten up, mate, come on, bit of an anaphylactic shock will liven the journey up a bit, won't it? You know, you just think, okay, you know, I'll just save my nuts for later. And that is exactly what we need dog owners to do. Save the dog for later when you get home. All right.
Next one.
Oh, guys, this is a sticky situation. What do you do? What do you do if you're this girl? Right. Oh, my God. My boyfriend and I have been together for almost 4 years. Last year, we bought a house together and have been talking about getting married. So sweet. Congratulations. This past weekend, we went to visit his mum for the day. My boyfriend left to help his brother with something and I stayed behind to hang with his mum. While he was gone, she started to talk about how he wants to propose and asked me if I wanted to know. I obviously declined. Oh, girl, you're a better person than me. I hate surprises. I would be all up in his emails. Receipt for ring. I said I'd rather it be a surprise, and she continued to tell me every little detail about his planned proposal, including the ring, photographer, date, time, and place. While she was telling me, I kept saying that I don't want to hear it and that I'm going to leave. She went as far as following me out to my car to continue spilling every detail. Okay, right, yeah, so you definitely didn't want to know. I didn't know whether it was like a, oh, no, stop, like I don't want to hear it, la, 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 la. What was that? La, 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 I don't want to know, what? But no, you were literally leaving the house and she was following you. That is mental. She hates you. She hates you. That's the only reason that she would do that, is she fully fucking hates you. I'm worried that if I tell him that I know his plans, I'll cause a big fight between his family and he'll feel like he has to change his plans. His mum and I haven't always gotten along great. She's been quite manipulative in the past and I just don't get good energy from her. Do I tell my boyfriend that I know his plans and spoil everything, or do I just go along with it? Oh, sticky. Listen, babe, I think you're going to have to get yourself booked to some acting classes because there is no way, absolutely no way that you can spill this. You've just got to take this one to your grave, honey. Sorry to say, but you know what you can do? You can store this one in the pocket as a little bit of ammo against your mother-in-law. That's always good to have a little bit of ammo. You can take it to the side and say, listen, mummy, all right, what you did was so spiteful, so hurtful. He has been working to keep this a secret for so long. He's been so excited about planning this massive surprise for me. And he only gets one opportunity to surprise me with it, you know, and you've taken that away from him for whatever reason, maybe jealousy or whatever. Luckily for you, I love your son. So I'm going to give him his special moment and I'm going to act surprised. And I'm not going to tell him what you did. Unless you piss me off. If you piss me off, dearest, darlingest mother-in-law, my lips might get a little loosey-goosey over there, all right? Keep in line, mother-in-law. The only reason that she would do this, and I am assuming that she doesn't have Tourette's because you probably would have said that. The only reason that she would do this is she is so bitter, so jealous that you get to marry her son. She has created the perfect man, hasn't she? She's created the husband that her husband never was, the future father that her father could never be. And now this hussy, aka you, this hussy slut has walked in and she's going to reap all the benefits. How dare you? It is a tale as old as time. You know what I'm about to say, guys. It wouldn't be an episode of the Nappy Hour if we did not go there. After 3, 1, 2, 3, she wants to fuck her son. If I had a penny for every time we had a dilemma where a mum wants to fuck her son, I tell you what, I wouldn't need fucking sponsorship, would I? Wouldn't need sponsorship from a brand. I'd be a very rich woman. This episode is sponsored by yet another mother that wants to fuck her son. We need to get practicing our surprise faces. You know, get in the mirror, just practice a few of them. It's hard, isn't it, now? Because it's like, well, you know when it is. Do you get your nails done? Is that too bait? I think you should get your nails done, but just not too nice. Get them done, but like, don't make a fuss of it. And maybe not like your dream nails, but like your second dream engagement nails. You do need to start practicing your face though, your reaction. What are you going to say? Are you going to rehearse oh my God, my darling, I had no idea. No, you can't do that. It's too obvious. Are you just going to like feign speechlessness, like shock, like utter shock, like, oh my God, I'm just so shocked and surprised. I didn't know this was going to happen. And I can't even talk. I think, honestly, the best POA is to give him his special moment. Take it to the motherfucking grave with you. All right, sis? Like, he never needs to know that you knew about his plans. His plans have been scuppered by his bitch mum. Okay, let's practice our faces now. Wait, no, that's too much. You could do like the slow one, like a, oh my God. Like you slowly bring the hand up like, oh my God. Or you could be like like a shock, like a, that maybe it's like a scary movie shock, like a, Ooh, speaking of weddings, we're going to stay on that topic because this girl, we got some drama, right? I was part of my close friend's bridal party. She asked if us bridesmaids could pay for the dresses. We said yes. Then she asked if we could pay for our own bouquets. I said, of course, just to help her out as she's always struggled financially. Later to find out the bouquets were going to be more expensive than the dress at £130 each. What are these flowers made out of? She chose the most expensive bouquets and I've offered to even make them all myself as I'm really crafty and enjoy flower arranging, but she's refused because these are the ones she wants. I'm the youngest bridesmaid at 22. Some of the other girls were not too happy about it, but I was the only one to actually say something to the bride. I was polite and I just tried to let her know that I have other financial commitments and spending £130 on flowers that are going to be thrown away after the wedding seems a little steep. She's now removed me as a bridesmaid and since uninvited me to the ceremony, but said I can come to the evening if I wanted to. This girl is not it. Good riddance. Goodbye. Goodbye. I hate using the term bridezilla. I really don't like it, but this is a classic bridezilla. Now, I don't like that term because I do think it kind of like leads into the trope of, you know, women being bossy, like saying, you know, she's bossy when actually she's assertive. It kind of like leans towards that a little bit when we call women bridezillas for getting stressed about organizing a very expensive, lavish, over the top party. And, you know, it's like we, from a very young age, have had pressure put on us by society that we need to get married and this is the most important day of our lives and this signifies something else that it really doesn't. And, you know, there's a lot of pressure on women to get married and to have the perfect wedding. And then we like take the piss out of them and give them derogatory names when they're getting stressed. And it's like the woman is not the problem. It's like the society that pressure puts on women to get married that is the problem. Do you know what I mean? All that being said, some people are crazy. Some people lose their heads. You see it with like political leaders, which are, you know, often men that are starting these wars. They get a little bit of power and they just start like attacking other countries for no reason. And I feel like this is the female equivalent. Do you remember that experiment, the prison experiment, where they gave ordinary people roles in prison? You had prisoners, you had guards, and it sent the guards like cuckoo. They took it so seriously and they turned into actual CUNTs, were actually abusing these prisoners. And they weren't real guards, they weren't real prisoners. It was just a science experiment. Do you know that? They had them like clean toilets with their toothbrushes and then brush their teeth. Like it was mental, the things that these guards put the prisoners through. They, you know, they got a little bit of power, just ordinary people got a little bit of power and it sent them west. You know, we've all had interactions with people that just take their job too fucking seriously. Again, they've got a little bit of power and they just run with it. And they kind of forget that, you know, like we're all just people just trying to live our lives, trying to have a nice time out here. And from around the corner comes this fucking twerp. He's got a little badge on him, high-vis jacket, and he just ruins your day. He just takes a job a little bit too seriously. And I do think that often a wedding is this woman's first opportunity to do that. She has a little bit of power and it sends people a little bit crazy. I'd say fuck you to your party. Fuck you to your evening party. I'm not that desperate. I'm not desperado to come to your fucking wedding that I'm going to sneak in the evening like a little rat, like a little muggle rat with all the other fucking muggle rats that you actually hate, but you need the numbers up so you invite them to the evening. I'm not gagging. Oh, I'm so gagging to come to your cookie cutter, tacky ass fucking wedding. I'm fine, babe. I'd rather just snuggle up on the sofa in my jammies and watch The Crown. I wonder if you are just a pretty bridesmaid and she was just waiting because you're much prettier than her. That's probably it. We've cracked it. So obviously you're close friends. She's made you a bridesmaid just because, but actually she's thinking she's going to take all the shine away from me in all my wedding photos. I'm never going to be as pretty as this girl. And I just need to find any excuse to axe her. That's it, babes. You're too pretty. And what can you do about that? Nothing. Do her a favour and stay home. Enjoy your night in, babe. You deserve it. Right, and on that note, we're going to leave it there, guys. I love you very much. Thank you for being here. Hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I will see you again next week. A lot of this podcast is user-generated content. That means I need you guys to be sending in your dilemmas. So if there's anything you're struggling with, bring it over here. I've got a cut on my finger and I've just realised for the last 5 minutes, I've been really distracted by it. So I hope that hasn't been too annoying to watch, me picking my scab on my finger. So I will see you guys next week for another episode. And if you haven't rated this podcast, please rate it. It really, when I get my ratings up, I get a flurry of new listeners because Spotify sees, oh, this is actually good content, so let me push it in front of other people. So please rate this podcast 5 stars, nothing less, or fuck off. And also send it to someone that you love. Okay? I love you so much. I'll see you next week. Oh, my ass. Oh, aches and pains. I've been working on my ass lately. Can you see? Does it look nice? This is how I'm trying to get new listeners and I'm trying to entice them with some twerking. I need to learn how to twerk. Who am I kidding? I can never twerk. My ass is tiny.